Hello everyone, I'm day weather meteorologist Don Day with your Public Lands Council weekly weather update for this April 1st, 2023. It's being brought to you by Ag Risk Advisors and also brought to you by WSR Insurance Services Incorporated. Well folks, stock growers, especially in the Northern Plains and Rockies, have had some rough weather here lately, and it's going to get more rough with another deep storm system coming into the region. This storm system is going to hit Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota the most, but also portions of Nebraska early in the week. The storm system will move through Washington, Oregon, and Idaho into the northern Great Basin over this weekend. But for those states listed there, stock growers, especially anyone in calving operations or lambing operations, you need to be prepared for what is going to be some rough weather. Heavy snow, very cold temperatures for early April, and a lot of wind. That is likely going to be between late Sunday night, probably into the early portions of Wednesday. Now, it's not going to be as stormy in the coming week ahead for California. There's going to be a little bit of weather, but nothing big. Colder than average weather with this storm will continue for the first week of April. We're looking at maybe the middle of the month, finally warming up some across the central and western United States, but it's going to still be a struggle as we ended March, as we know, very cold, and April going to be starting that way. Over the last week, it's good to see the moisture that fell here over Nebraska, far southeastern Wyoming, portions of northwest Kansas and northeast Colorado. They really needed it there. Again, the heavier precipitation more towards the divide, west of the divide, and to the west coast. We continue to have this dry area here along south of I-70, which is a problem. Over the last week, it was dry here, but that's changing. Well, it changed late in the week with the storm moving through South Dakota on Friday. This next storm, as it comes on in, will hit that same area again, and I'll show you that here in a minute. Over the last couple of weeks, still into late March, snow falling in many areas. The latest drought monitor is highlighting this area along and south of I-70 in particular, where drought conditions are still very stubborn. This area right here did see relief over the last week, and we'll see more relief coming here soon, while California continues to see the drought shrinking and going away in many areas. This is how we ended up March. March was one of the colder Marches in a long time. We'll have to check the record books, but this will stick out as one of the coldest Marches in the Dakotas, the central and northern Rockies, and the West Coast, and the Pacific Northwest, and even down in the desert states. One of the coldest Marches we've had in a long time. As we go into the weekend, this is how it gets started. We're going to have a west to east flow across the nation. And what this will do is that at the beginning of this forecast period for this weekend, it's going to be windy, but it's going to be warmer over many areas of the west. However, this area of low pressure dive bombing south and southeast off the coast of British Columbia towards the Intermountain West is going to lead to a much colder, stormy pattern and an unsettled one. And here it is. By late Monday, in the Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, and it really gets started as early as Sunday, we want to highlight this area as an area where heavy snow will fall, much colder temperatures, and this area I just outlined is where we're most concerned, where the weather could get rough for young, weak, and newborn livestock. This will be from Sunday night through early Wednesday before it pulls out into the upper Midwest. And this is the precipitation forecast. And you can see the axis right here of the heavier precipitation. This is where the heavier snow will fall over the next week. So folks in those pink and purple areas, those areas that look like a light shade of gray, you need to watch out, especially here. That's where we could have some heavy snow, strong winds, blowing snow, and winter storm conditions here in early April. Have yourself a good week ahead, despite that very wintry looking forecast. See you next week.